കൂട്ടുകാരെ വീഡിയോ കാണുന്നതിന് മുമ്പ് ചാനൽ സബ്സ്ക്രൈബ് ചെയ്യാൻ മറക്കല്ലേ. വീഡിയോ ഇഷ്ടപ്പെട്ടെങ്കിൽ ലൈക്കും ഷെയറും ചെയ്യണേ. Hello guys, welcome to my channel. So today we're going to be reading a book from Jackie Tidy. So the name of the book is called Bushfire in the Koala Reserve. So let's go read it. One hot summer day, a mother koala and her baby were fast asleep in a gum tree. They had nestled into the fork of a big branch, trying to keep out of the sun just above them. A warm wind rustled the leaves, but the mother koala and her baby did not even stir. Far below in the valley, a long way from where the koalas were sleeping, a fire had started. A burning match had been thrown into the dry brown grass. Suddenly the grass exploded into flames. The fire began to spread. It raced up the trunk of a gum tree and into the branches high above. Soon the flames were jumping from treetop to treetop, setting the forest alight. The fire roared and crackled as it burned. Thick smoke began to rise above the trees. The sirens rang at the fire station down in the spring valley. The fire chef called the wildlife rescue service straight away. "We need your help," he said. "There's a fire moving up towards the hilltop Koala Reserve." Two of the wildlife officers, Chris and Tony, jumped into their truck and headed towards Spring Valley. "We must save the koalas if we can," said Tony. Chris and Tony noticed that the wind was stronger now, and the smell of the bushfire was in the air. "We won't have much time to search for the koalas before the fire reaches the reserves," said Tony. "Look how quickly it's spreading." As they drove up the hill, they passed the blackened bushland. Little flames were licking the trunks of burned-out trees. Some places that the fire had missed were still green, among the black trunks and ashes. Chris and Tony drove on past the Koala Reserve sign until they saw the fire truck just ahead. The firefighters were beating the burning underground with big wet sacks. "Thank goodness you're here," said a firefighter. "We've just seen a koala and her baby in that tree." He pointed towards the tree, and they saw the sleeping mother koala lift her head. Then she seemed to nod off again. Chris grabbed a flagstick from the back of the truck. She ran to the tree and pushed her flag up towards the sleeping koalas. "You need to put the flag just above the mother's head," said Tony. "Then, if you're lucky, she won't climb any higher when we wake her." Chris couldn't reach high enough, and the flag waved near the mother's koala's face. The koala woke up and began to move, but instead of coming down the tree, she started to climb even higher. "Oh no, that's not what we wanted," groaned Chris. "I'm taller than you," said Tony. "Let me have a try. This could be our last chance." Tony pushed his stick high into the tree above the mother koala's head. Then he waved the flag backwards and forwards. Suddenly, the mother koala jerked her head away and began to scramble down the tree with her baby clinging to her back. Chris was waiting with a large blanket. She scooped up the koalas and put them into a wooden cage on the back of the truck. The mother koala was very frightened and was making crying noises. Chris put the blanket over the cage to calm her. Tony ran back to the firefighters to ask them if they had noticed any more koalas. Just at that moment, some trees nearby burst into flames. "We're in trouble," said the fire chief. "The wind is changing direction and the fire is coming back towards us. You must leave now." Tony and Chris knew that they had to get down to Spring Valley quickly before the bushfire blocked their way. Tony called the wildlife hospital to tell them that they were coming. "That was close," said Chris, as they sped away from the fire. "If we'd been any later, we wouldn't have been able to save the koalas." "Yes," said Tony. "Those two had a very narrow escape." I hope you guys liked the story, so don't forget to leave a like and subscribe and comment and share my video. So bye.